Okay, so what about this guy Papadopoulos? Papadopoulos basically was a young guy, came to work unpaid apparently for the Trump administration. He was going to help them out with foreign relations. And remember, the thing about the Trump administration is no Republican wanted to go near them. This is the thing you have to think back on. And so they're getting anybody they can get to help them because the actual foreign relations establishment didn't want to go anywhere near Donald Trump. No one wanted to go near Donald Trump. He was going to lose. He was going to take the Senate majority with him, and everybody was abandoning him. So here was a young guy who did come in. He met in London a Russian academic who is referred to in this charge against him in his plea bargain as the professor. The professor claimed to have ties to Putin regime officials who in turn had dirt on Hillary Clinton, among them her stolen emails. And so he started writing emails. This guy Papadopoulos started writing emails, passing this on to his superiors. Now, none of these superiors are named in his plea bargain. And the reason he took a plea bargain is because he lied to the FBI about this. He said he only talked to them before the campaign, but he talked to them all through these Russian guys all through the campaign. Don't lie, kids. Pro tip: don't lie to the FBI. Okay, because the funny thing is, a lot of the stuff that Hillary Clinton did was so much dirtier, but she didn't, hasn't been caught lying to the FBI. All right. So anyway, Sam Clovis, they always say, they give these covered up names in the plea bargain. They'll say the campaign supervisor. This was Trump campaign national co-chairman Sam Clovis. He has admitted to this. There was a woman, the professor said to this guy, Papadopoulos, that he could get him in touch with Putin's niece. The woman turned out not to be Putin's niece. This whole thing sounds kind of like a cheap scam, And so he was writing, Papadopoulos was writing to his superiors. Clovis said, he kept saying, should I go over to Moscow? And people were saying, no, don't, we're not going to go to Moscow. And then somebody, who was it who said this to him? I think it was Manafort. Paul Manafort said, whatever happens, Donald Trump's not going. There's not going to be Donald Trump who goes and does this. But some of the people did say, maybe you should go and do it and meet with him. Nothing ever came of it. It shows a willingness to meet with the Russians, but nothing ever came of it. So Sarah Sanders, the White House spokeswoman, is playing down who Papadopoulos was. This is the first Sarah Sanders cut. 3.
Can you just explain what George Papadopoulos' role with the campaign was?
It was extremely limited. It was a volunteer position. And again, no activity was ever done in an official capacity on behalf of the campaign in that regard.
And what about the outreach that he was making to campaign officials to try to put together this meeting?
You mean the outreach that was repeatedly denied and pushed away?
That's what I meant.
We're not going to take any action on that.
Can you explain what happened with his outreach?
He reached out and nothing happened beyond that, which I think shows, one, his level of importance in the campaign, and two, shows what little role he had within coordinating anything officially for the campaign.
So we don't know. The guy was cooperating with the investigations. Actually, I sort of think he may have been cooperating. Maybe the reason they released this at the same time they released the Manafort indictment is he may have been cooperating by talking to Manafort. I don't know. Nobody knows yet, but we'll find out. But Jim Acosta of CNN, he had to step up, and Jim Acosta always says the same thing. Look at me, I'm Jim Acosta. I can stand on my head and rub my tummy at the same time. And that's what he does to Sarah Sanders, who fights back pretty admirably.
How is it not collusion when George Papadopoulos is in contact with various people who are promising dirt on Hillary Clinton? A series of events that closely mirrors what occurred with the president's own son.
This individual was on
in pursuit of information that was damaging about the Clintons. How is all of that not collusion?
Look, this individual was the member of a volunteer advisory council that met one time over the course of a year, and he was part of a list that was read out in the Washington Post. I'd hardly call that some sort of regular advisor, or as you want to, push that he's like a senior member of the staff. He was not paid by the campaign. He was a volunteer on a council that met once.
And collusion activities, Sarah. He was pursuing information from the Russians.
Again, he was a volunteer. I think it's something you need to ask him. I'm not here to speak on behalf of the thousands of people that may have volunteered on the campaign.
It's just ridiculous. I mean, Costa just makes a fool of himself. He's playing Dan Rather in Dan Rather's imagination.